So, another day. Oof. Hot, man. 2:30 in the afternoon. Anyway, a couple of UAE based updates. So I just thought I'll give you my analysis about the UAE updates. Starting off with Ronaldinho. Let's start off with Ronaldinho. Let me see. I'll put the timestamps down below. So this guy, this footballer, Ronaldinho, gets a 10-year visa or lifetime visa. And people are like, oh, look, yay. It's so funny. You know, if you are a Western passport holder, I suppose you get visa on arrival. That's number one. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is, you know, unless you're looking at making Dubai your home, okay, this visa doesn't matter. Okay, that's the second thing. Third one is, for someone who is fucking rich, you're giving something that costs peanuts. To give you an analogy, giving Ronaldinho a 10-year visa is like, I'm the owner of a restaurant. I'm the owner of a restaurant which serves buffet every day, and and you're coming and giving me a bag of peanuts and saying, this is out of respect, you know, out of respect we are giving you, thank you so much. These peanuts are from our family tradition, you know, our family peanuts. Please accept our peanuts. And then you take a photograph and say, we have given him our family peanuts. So obviously the restaurant owner, not to embarrass, will be like, okay, yeah, take the photo, peanuts. After you go, he takes the peanuts. Wonders, what the fuck? I'm eating a buffet here, 7-course meal or whatever. Takes the peanuts, goes to the chef, tell the chef, take these peanuts, dump it with the other peanuts and serve it to the guests on an inner dish. You think Ronaldinho cannot afford a bloody visa? It's so stupid, you know. It's like in the sea, I'm putting little water and saying, this is my contribution to the sea. Yeah, Mother Teresa's quotation, oh, charity is like you put a drop in the ocean and, oh, the ocean and fuck all and this all, and people, oh, Mother Teresa said drop in the ocean. What fucking sense does it make to put a drop in the ocean, man? Sometimes use your common sense. Just because you have one person say, Mother Teresa said drop in the ocean. Yeah, I pissed in the ocean. Just imagine I piss. So what happens? Anything happens to the ocean? No, he doesn't fucking care, man. Same way, giving Ronaldinho a visa. It's like giving him a football. This football is a contribution of our balls. Anyway, see, why they're giving him is to get some free publicity in the papers on Ronaldinho's name. Anyway, if you have to pay, use him as a brand ambassador, you have to pay millions or billions. So you're doing this for free. You're getting free publicity. Smart. So at least his fans will be like, oh, he got a visa. Which country? Dubai? What? Dubai? Where is Dubai? So some publicity. If you were offering visas to the working class, Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, or say Syrians, Lebanese, Palestinians, forget that, Palestinians, you offer them visa and say, this is for you people to support. That would have been more respectable. But why the fuck would they do that? After all, Muslims don't want to help Muslims only. You think Saudi wants to help Muslims? No, Muslims go to Western countries. Arabs don't help Arabs. Muslims don't help Muslims. And then they go to the West and they put, oh, we want Sharia law. Now we are in the land of free. We escaped Sharia law. So now we'll bring our Sharia law here. Welcome to the world of idiots. So that was one. Second one was what? What were the updates? Dubai launching some new initiative to support creators. I remember I told you my friend got 15,000 dirhams. That's around, I think, 4,500 US dollars. He got it from the Dubai government to support his creative work. In fact, I know one guy, I think he got 50,000. Not too sure, but this I heard it from third party. They are creators, content creators, video, photography, vlogs. Okay. Personally speaking, I'm against free money. You give free money, if you're giving it every month, fine. That makes sense. You give once in your lifetime. I mean, like example. I give you $100. For the rest of your life, I don't give you anything. And then I charge you $150 every month as tax or whatever, or staying charges. It negates the whole thing. It's only temporary. It's like the stimulus checks in US. They gave free money 1 month, 2 months. Suddenly people got lazy. Nobody goes back to work. And they're saying, hey, what the fuck, man? We want free money. Yeah, doesn't help. These initiatives are all bullshit. Unless, of course, you're going to do it every month after month after month after month. If you're giving a, let's say, okay, free visa and license for you, if you're a content creator, free. Okay, that's an initiative for the rest of your life. But the problem is when people take advantage of the system, everyone starts being a content creator, namesake, just to get a visa. So it's both the sides, actually. But this one-time initiative, and like I always tell people, you know, UAE, the problem with UAE, it changes its laws. Like you and I change underwear, provided you change your underwear. I change my underwear every day. And sometimes I joke, UAE sometimes doesn't wear an underwear. Okay. So that's the second thing. It's like you can even bring examples of other countries, India, Pakistan, whatever. EU opens up borders for UAE. Of course they'll open up. You grease the hands of the politicians, give them happy, tell them these free gifts are for you. Bugatti, Rolls-Royce, fresh putang from Morocco, fresh halal meat. Enjoy some. Free land, free office, free this, tax-free money, keep your money here, you'll not question. Must have offered something. So the EU regulators, they'll fight for you. It's nothing that UAE is doing illegal. This happens every country, every politician. In America, why do you think this NRA has so many supporters? National Rifle Association, McDonald's, Kraft, the pharmaceutical industries have so much power, even though they're doing everything wrong. You pay the politicians, they'll be on your side. If someone paid me 1 million and said, talk good about my brand, fuck, 1 million, good money. Now, why do you think people keep saying, oh, Qatar is paying you money to talk about UAE? I wish Qatar did. Listen, Qatar, if you're watching, please transfer 1 million. I'll praise you as much as you like. Or UAE, you give me 1 million, man. Dollars, huh? Dollars, not dirhams. Dirhams is also too less. But that 1 million is only for 1 year, 2 year. You have to pay me every year, you know, expenses I have. So that's a story with the EU regulators. But the reason why they do it, they're not doing anything wrong there. They need tourists. They need people to come in. If UAE is branded as a red zone, who will come? Nobody wants to be quarantined and go back to your country and fined and all that shit. Australia's pretty ass tight, man. Then what else? 100% ownership, 100%. Fantastic. Their 100% ownership will make many people happy. Now, is it beneficial to you? That's a question. See, if you have money to spare, money to blow, if you have spare money, money is coming in through other, you know, sources of income, this is a good deal for you. Okay? If you have extra money, like I spoke to some cryptocurrency investors, they made millions, not the fake Facebook bragging kind of in so-called investors, actual investors who have put their skin in the game. Like I know this guy who bought Bitcoin when it was $100. He bought plenty of it. He took a big risk. Sold it off when it was at its peak at, I think, 55 or something. He wished he had sold it at 60. Today he has so much money. He is like, I just want to retire. And out of all the places, he decided to retire in Dubai. So for him, this is brilliant. He doesn't have to worry about anything. He can open a small company, 100% ownership his. Just desk and he's sitting there. Provided he's not dumb to show off like how people in UAE do. Great deal. But for Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, normal people who have normal jobs and expenses. See, opening a company is easy. Opening is easy. Maintaining is hard. Like I say to people, starting something is easy. Sustaining it is pretty hard. Then scaling it is even harder. So now, if your expense is 10,000 and you earn 10,000, fine. Zero. Let's hope you're making money through other means. But if your expense is 10,000 and you're earning less than that, even 9,500, then you're making a mistake. Better than that, be an employee. So you need to know who it is. Now, another thing is, UAE is not doing it because it loves you. UAE is doing it because it needs money, investments. And the reason why they're saying 100% ownership, they're trying to make UAE an attractive place because of the pandemic. So at least people will come and invest. And will people? Yes, they will. It's a good initiative. There are a lot of people with black money, unaccounted for money, especially in India. Man, India, a massive number of people have money which they're trying to hide in offshore accounts. They'll transfer from these Cayman Islands and Switzerland, put it in Dubai. You scatter your investments everywhere. Even people in the US, all these billionaires, you think they are showing their returns so that they get taxed? No, they'll put it everywhere. Last but not the least, the final update that I want to give you is job market is improving tremendously. Tremendously. Quite a number of people have got jobs last month, and this month I've noticed many people are coming to me and saying, I got this job offer, I got that job offer. Even my old clients asking me, oh, is this good, is this not good? So plenty of people are asking for jobs, advice. So I would say this is the best time for you to be prepared. If you're planning to change your job, now float your CV. Don't have a job, keep yourself prepared. You will be offered. And always make your choices carefully. One last thing which I want to tell you. If this time you want to succeed in UAE, change your mindset. The pandemic has totally shaken UAE to the roots, or rather the world. From the recession, which was anyway shaking badly, this pandemic has delivered the final blow. Personally speaking, initially I had predicted the recession would take Dubai at least 8 years, 7-8 years to recover, minimum 5. But this pandemic has pushed UAE to at least 10 to 15 years, minimum 10, not earlier than 10. It's going to take time to repair, man. And if you don't understand my logic for this, let's say you took a loan and you're unable to pay it for 5 years, okay, and the interest is growing, and then all of a sudden you get sick and you're sick for another 2 years. So imagine how much interest has accrued, how much ground you need to cover. Just as a human being takes time to pay off all his debts, unless you are busy printing money like US, which is, I'm telling you, it's headed towards a massive depression, massive recession. The rich will be rich, but the poor and the middle class will be decimated, especially the middle class, badly. So unless that happens, we're going to survive. So please change your mindset. Focus on savings. Please focus on savings. And like, I had shared with my group, if there's a job with a very high salary versus one that is secure, take the one that is secure. Because high salaries, you'll work for a few months, then they'll realize, fuck, we are not able to sustain, and then you have to hunt for another job. So this is the update for UAE. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If there's any information or anything you need to share with me or anything you need to ask, please feel free. I always answer your questions and respond to, and yeah, if you have any topics or anything, just share it. It's always good. And especially you guys being at the ground level, if you know what's happening with a particular company or industry, that information, if you share it with me, I'll share it with others. But yeah, I will verify that information. I'm not going to share it blindly. Having said that, this is me signing off. You guys take care. Okay?